Greetings, boys and girls. It is now time for Math Workshop. We're having fun learning math today. Math today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're having fun learning math today. Math today is fun. We learn from our success. We learn from everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. We're learning to think. Think today. Thinking today is fun. Thinking helps us solve problems. Solving problems helps everyone. Boys and girls, can you help me read our learning target today? I can add within 1,000 using place value strategies, and I can explain my calculations to others. Great job, boys and girls. Today, we'll be adding numbers using the base 10 block strategy. Ones, tens rods, and hundred squares are what we use to add numbers together. But first, let's look at the problem that I asked you to solve on your own yesterday. Your problem was solve 393 minus 147. Boys and girls, remember, the first step is to identify place values. We have a 3 in the 1, a 9 in the tens place, and a 3 in the hundreds place. For our second number, we have a 7 in the ones place, a 4 in the tens place, and a 1 in the hundreds place. Boys and girls, remember, when we're subtracting, always build the first number first. So I made 390, 9 tens, and 3 ones. We're done with that number. Now let's subtract or scratch off the next number. Remember, start in the ones place. So first we have to scratch off or subtract 7 ones. But look, we don't have enough ones. What do we need to do to get more ones? That's right. Take it to the bank. Get a tens rod from the tens place. Draw an arrow and turn it into how many ones? That's right, boys and girls. 10 ones. Can you help me count? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, do we have enough ones to subtract 7? Yes, we do. Let's scratch them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you help me count to see how many ones we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 ones left. Now let's move on to the tens place. We'll cross out this 7 ones because we're finished with that. Now, how many tens do we need to subtract? Yes, 4 tens. So let's scratch them off. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job, boys and girls. How many tens rods do we have now? Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we have 4 tens left. Let's take off that 4 in the tens place. Now, let's subtract our hundreds place number. How many hundreds do we need to subtract? Yes, 100. So take off one of those squares, and how many hundred squares do we have left? Help me count. 1, 2. Excellent job. Boys and girls, your answer should be 246. If it is not, please pause the video and solve the problem again. until you get it right. Now, let's look at your explanation. This is how you should have explained your answer. Remember, every single word does not have to match, but it should talk about the same thing. My equation was 393 minus 147 equals 246. First, I built 3 hundreds, 9 tens, and 3 ones. Remember, boys and girls, that was our first number in the equation. Next, I subtracted my ones place numbers. I could not subtract 7 ones from 3 ones, so I had to regroup a tens and turn it into 10 ones to make it 13 ones. Boys and girls, remember when we regrouped a 10 so that we could have more ones in order to subtract 7 ones? But before we crossed off our 7 ones, we had 13 ones there. Okay, then I could subtract 7 ones. I had 6 ones left over. After that, I subtracted 4 tens from 9 tens, and my answer was 4 tens. Finally, I subtracted 100 from 3 hundreds, and the answer was 2 hundreds. My final answer was 246. Great job, boys and girls. Now it's time to look at our problem for today. Today we're going to add 176 plus 167 using the base 10 block strategy. Can you help me? Remember, the first step is to identify place value of each number, ones, tens, and hundred. And then we're going to take the first number and build it, 176. We can start from the ones place. We have 6 ones, 7 tens, help me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 100. Now, since we're adding, we're going to add more base 10 blocks to our mat. Starting with the ones, first we have 7 ones, and we'll put our next number at the bottom here. Help me count 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great job. Then we have 6 tens. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And last but not least, we have another hundreds. Now, boys and girls, we can cross these numbers off because we have put everything on the mat. Now, let's add. Remember, 10 is the magic number. Whenever you have 10 of anything, it's time to regroup and move them. Let's count our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, boys and girls, we can stop there. Let's circle those 10 ones. Cross them out. Move them over and turn them into a tens rod. That's why these blocks are called base 10 blocks, because after you reach 10, it's time to move to the next place value. How many ones do we have left, boys and girls, that were not crossed out? Help me count. 1, 2, 3. That's right. We have 3 ones. Now, let's count our tens rods. Remember, 10 is the magic number. So if we have 10 base 10 block 10 rods, we need to circle them and move them to the hundreds place. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we can stop right there, boys and girls. Let's circle those 10 tens rods, cross them out, and move them over to the hundreds. And we'll draw another 100 square right here. Now, how many tens rods do we have left? Can you help me count? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 tens rods left. Now let's count our 100 squares. 1, 2, 3. We have 300 squares left. Boys and girls, our answer is 343. And this is what your explanation should look like. My equation was 176 plus 167 equals 343. First, I added 6 ones and 7 ones, and my answer was 13 ones. Next, I regrouped 10 ones and moved them to the tens place. There were 3 ones left over in the ones place. Then I added 7 tens, 6 tens, and the 1 tens that I regrouped. My answer was 14 tens. That was too many tens. So I regrouped 10 tens into 100. There were 4 tens left over in the tens place. Last, I added my hundreds to get 300. My final answer was 343. Boys and girls, please pause the video and make sure you write down how we explain our addition equation. Welcome back. Now it's time for you to get ready to solve your own problem. And remember, we'll check our answer tomorrow using tomorrow's video. So get out that pencil and paper if it's not already out and write down your equation for today. 582 plus 159 equals question mark. Go ahead and draw your ones, tens, and hundreds map onto your paper. Then get ready to solve this problem when the video is over. And don't forget, explain how you solved your problem using words. Boys and girls, remember, today we were adding using base 10 blocks. Our ones cubes, tens rods, and 100 squares. Remember, these are called base 10 blocks because with every group of 10, for example, 10 ones, you have to regroup. 10 tens equals 100. When you're finished with your problem for today, you may pick 1 or 2 pages from your math workbook volume 1. Here are some pages you can choose from. Then you can work online using Moby Max. Boys and girls, have fun learning. See you tomorrow.